What's up, everybody? I'm going to be making a video today about the future of the MLB and what I think is going to happen with the 2020 season and why I'm really not that confident that the MLB season will finish. Now, we all know that the Miami Marlins have had this huge outbreak of COVID-19 cases. Pretty much, I think 17 players on the Miami Marlins roster has been tested positive, and they've also had multiple coaches and multiple staff members test positive for the virus, and I just feel like that I really don't see this MLB season finish out. Now, I know a lot of other people think they should cancel the season right now. They think they don't really trust the protocols. I think the protocols are safe. I really do like the protocols. Once again, they actually made some changes to the protocols today. I do think the protocols are really good. I think the protocols are good. I don't think this is necessarily Rob Manfred's fault. I think this is on the Miami Marlins. I feel like the Marlins went out in Atlanta or went out in South Beach, whatever, and they went out and partied and they caught the virus and it spread to pretty much half the team, and I think that's the reason why we're going through all this, and that's why I think that the MLB season won't go for very long. I don't think it will last 2 more weeks. I just really don't trust. I guess I do trust the protocols. I just don't really see it happening because I could see something like this happening again to another team. And the Miami Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies have pretty much not been playing baseball for the past week, and they most likely won't be returning until I think Monday or Tuesday of next week. Well, I think they'll play a series against each other, and it doesn't look like any other really team in the MLB right now wants to play the Phillies or the Marlins because obviously they'd be afraid of catching the virus. So it doesn't really look like any team would really want to play the Marlins or Phillies right now, and that's a problem because the Marlins have to play somebody. The Marlins and Phillies have to play somebody. So and also it's also going to be very hard for teams like the Marlins and the Phillies to make up those games on their schedule. I'm pretty sure, I don't know how many off days they have, but they got to have at least a certain amount of off days because they can't play every single day. So they got to have at least a certain amount of off days. So it's going to be very tough. I can't really see the Marlins or Phillies playing all 60 games on their schedule. I really can't see it. Now, obviously, the Yankees could definitely be involved. The Yankees definitely could be a team they could be used as an opponent for a team like the Phillies, because the Phillies were actually supposed to play the Yankees. This series that we're playing into the Orioles, we're playing the Orioles instead of the Phillies. We were supposed to play the Phillies, and the Orioles were supposed to play the Marlins. But obviously, that's not happening because the Marlins played the Phillies, and the Marlins ended up pretty much half their team tested positive. So we ended up playing the Orioles, and the Marlins and Phillies are currently shut down right now. So obviously the Yankees could be an opponent for the Phillies to make up some games, but it's still going to be very tough for the Philadelphia Phillies to play all 60. And the series with the Phillies against the Blue Jays has just been postponed. So it kind of just lowers my confidence even more about the season possibly finish out. Now, I try to be really optimistic. I try to be positive about this year, but it's very tough, and it's going to be very hard for the season to finish out. Now, a lot of people really don't like the protocols at all. A lot of people, a lot of players in the MLB really don't feel safe with playing baseball this year, and that's not good. And I think that means they don't really trust Rob Manfred, and they don't trust Major League Baseball's protocols, and that's never good. So I just really don't think that the MLB season will finish out. I hate to be negative, but it's going to be very tough for this year to be finished out. Even though it's only 60 games, there's still so many games for the Marlins and Phillies to be made up. Now, I know that necessarily they don't need to play all 60 because they can the record can't be judged by the record. It can be judged by winning percentage instead of record. But still, though, I think it just makes sense for the Marlins and Phillies to play all 60, and it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I don't think they have enough days to make up 7-8 games because they've missed what? How many days have they missed now? 5 days, 6 days? And I don't really see, dates on the schedule. I can't really see them unless they play a certain amount of doubleheaders. Obviously, I think they're going to change the rules for doubleheaders to be 7 innings, so that definitely could affect it. But it's definitely going to be tough for the Marlins and the Phillies, especially the Marlins, to be playing all 60 games. Now, it's even a question if the Marlins will even get to play the series, their upcoming series next week against the Phillies. It'll even be a question if that series even gets played. So, and we don't know if the Marlins will have enough players to even play in that series. So maybe they'll, make a rule that they'll shorten the rosters or something like that. But I don't think the Marlins will have enough players to even, to play that series. I don't really see it happening. And that eliminates even more games off the Marlins schedule. And if they play less than 50 games, I don't really see the season finishing out because that's not really fair to them. Say the Marlins go on a bad losing streak, I feel like they need to play at least 55 games to call it a real season for that team. So if the Marlins and Phillies series doesn't end up being played, I can't see the season continuing to play. I really don't see it. So once again, what are your thoughts on this? Put it down in the comments below. Even though only 2 staff members, I think it was a coach and a staff member, on the Phillies ended up testing positive, I feel like that's not enough for them to cancel a whole entire series. I feel like they still could have tried to play that series. I feel like they could have waited another day to find out more test results tomorrow. I feel like they maybe could have tried to play this series because obviously they were planning to have a doubleheader on Saturday. So I feel like they could have waited a day to maybe try to fit that series in between the Phillies and the Blue Jays, but that's not going to happen. Per Blue Jays manager Charlie Montoyo, he said that the Blue Jays will not be flying to Philadelphia. They will be staying in Washington, and that also eliminates 3 games off the Blue Jays schedule. So that's even more games being missed, and I just can't really see dates on the schedule for I can't really see those games being made up. I just really don't see it happening. I don't really see another opponent wanting to play the Blue Jays. I feel like I don't really see enough dates on the schedule for those games to be made up, and I could see multiple, maybe even 4 or 5 teams not playing 60 games, and that's a huge problem. I mean, that's a huge problem for this year, and this whole canceling of the Blue Jays and Phillies series kind of lowers my confidence that this season will be finished. But once again, put your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Do you think those 2 positive tests on the Phillies was enough to cancel the series? Personally, I don't think it was, but put your thoughts down in the comments below. I guess it's good to be cautious, but whatever. But once again, put your thoughts on this down in the comments below, and make sure to stay tuned for my Yankees and Orioles recap coming out tonight. Well, we don't even know if this game's going to be maybe it won't happen. I think there's supposed to be rain in Baltimore tonight, so that's not good. So even the weather's not working with the Yankees right now, so nothing is really going right with the MLB right now, but hopefully they can find a way to, make up those games and find a way to play all 60. I don't see it happening. Maybe they play like 58, 57, but I really don't see the Marlins and Phillies, maybe even the Blue Jays, maybe even the Yankees playing all 60 games on their schedule, but we'll see what happens. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.